Hey, hi everyone. I want to share about why I wrote the Microloc Standards and how it can clear up confusion. And I also want to share some more information with y'all, right? So, one of the reasons why I wrote this book, it's available on Amazon, available on the microlocstandards.com, is because I noticed that there were people were often confused. I was really pushing Microlocs and really branding it, but stepped away, came back, and I noticed there was a lot of confusion. But there also were a lot of challenges and problems that we noticed a lot of professionals were having to fix. And I just felt like there wasn't a clear, established opportunity for people to get information, tested, industry proven information that was going to help them. Um, it wasn't that, and it was just so much information coming from so many different places. Some people, some people even would say it was just so contradictory, some of the information. So I wanted to create this as a resource to help people achieve long-term success and better understand microlocks, the standards, the principles behind them, the foundation behind them. But I want to share some gems with you and I want to share some things we have coming up. Okay, so I think that there's a difference between information and really truly understanding. I don't know who's like me, but I always wanted to know the why things were being done, why certain products were being used, why certain tools were being used. And it wasn't just about, oh, this is what is used, so use it. But it was more like why? Why did what's the purpose? And so I think we can collect information. A lot of people collect information, but sometimes the understanding behind it is missing. And there's a lot of videos and posts and YouTube. When YouTube came out, I was just playing around. But but then a lot of people came on with opinions and experiences and DIY, and that was great. But not just YouTube, but social media came out, and so everyone has a voice and a platform. And sometimes it can be confusing to understand like what is going to work for me, like what's the right information, what's the source information, what's really tested and proven and rooted in like knowledge, hair care knowledge. So information alone isn't going to create an understanding. And even if someone takes a class or a training, I've been in school and taking things, and I'm like, what does this mean? Why? And I was always that person, like, why are you doing X, Y, and Z? So I always want to boil things down to the reason and the purpose of it, so that then you can have an understanding that you need to tweak or innovate on. So if things don't work for someone specific or specific hair types or whatever, that you have an opportunity to adjust. But foundational knowledge has always been really important. So that's why I wrote this book to break down those standards that have been proven in the industry. So for those who don't know me, I'm Jessica Marshall. I am a therapist, but I'm also the founder of Microloc Mastery and coin of Microlocs in 2009 with Naturally Beautiful Hair Care, my business in Brooklyn, New York. So at the time, I myself have what I call microlocs. I was in creating, innovating upon the concept of small locks, inspired by sister locks. But I wrote. It's a long, long story, but my mentor trained directly from by her, partnered with me after officially severing ties with Sister Locks to create to work on these innovations freely and without fear of legal repercussions because we didn't want to bind. Um, she didn't want to be bound by things that didn't work. So then I took the baton and was like, well, I'm going to call it Microlocs. And that's how it started paving the way. I worked really, really hard to get Microlocs out there as an option. I worked really, really hard. Those who don't know, it's been almost 20 years. It's been 18 years now. It's been a very long time. So a lot of this is pre-social media. And I wanted to put those standards, that education, that knowledge, that information in written form formally, because we can have a YouTube video and here and there, but when things start to get convoluted and there's a lot of chatter and voices, a lot of that information might not be exactly correct or foundational. We don't want so much opinion based. We want No, what has worked? Why? What are the foundational? Just as we approach any other hair segment of the hair industry, beauty industry, any industry. I'm formally also trained as a licensed therapist, social worker, um, uh, Ivy League master's level. I understand that there needs to be a foundational. Uh, there's a foundation that you need to build upon, and I take this so seriously that when I make a choice to work in the industry of hair, not because I want to and I have a passion for this. And I knew that even when I was getting my master's, I was like in Colombia, I was like building my business at the same time. And I said, I'm gonna take this seriously because this is so powerful. I think correct information is so powerful. And and to be honest with you, not everybody thinks that way, but that's okay. But I think when you sit in the chair and you have someone that's passionate, that's connected, that wants you to have the best results, and that's willing and committed to getting that versus someone who may not be, you will know the difference. Excuse me. And I think also on a cultural level, on an energy level, on so many levels, it's really important for some people to connect people that have that connection and understanding. And so I've always taken this so seriously. When I think I share a story, I'll be questioned and judged by people. But did you go to Colombia? What are you doing hair for? And I'm like, this is not just hair. This is life alter. It was life altering for me, even on a level of having someone so passionate about my doing a good job that she would do my hair in such a way that um it just was life altering for me to have high quality as someone that spent that much energy, and I really like to pass that energy on. I think that that's why I wanted to write this book. Honestly, I'm gonna throw away my script because I haven't gone live, and I'm gonna be so transparent. I'm doing a liquid cleanse. So if I'm a little light off, um I'm on day 3, and it's I enjoy, it's good, but I needed to do it. And I know it's very spiritual for me, but it also makes my energy go. "Ooh." So I can't even fake. I have no energy to for nonsense to like put on the show. So I'm gonna be very real and transparent. I was like, I'm not even gonna share that. I'm just gonna go live. But um I wanted to share that because I'm throwing away the script and I'm using my outline. But um I wanted to that's the first thing is that this information versus understanding. I also worked at academic level. I'm in a teaching capacity also at Columbia, and I also had also supervised students and interns and all that. And there's a certain way that if you really care about teaching something, you want people to get the understanding. There's a way that um, you approach teaching. People learn differently, but I think if you're teaching for people to understand, there's a certain way that you want to make sure your information is out. So that's I was really caring about. Do you know why? Why are you doing that? Can you explain it? Because I call them high end consumers or knowledgeable consumers who are going to be your best clients. May ask you questions and they just want to feel confident that you're confident. All right. Um, So learning the principles about why we do things. Why are we using this tool? Why are we using this wash? I'll tell you those things that came up. So my time is a little different from other people's who might be younger or starting more recently. I kind of feel like an OG, and it's crazy. But I'm in the hair magazine days, where you didn't have social media and your work was published in the magazines. If you got it there, like it was a big deal. You'd be like, look at my work. It was like you had to speak to a professional to get information, or someone who's doing it. So my my background is a little bit different, but lost my train of thought with that. Why standards matter? Okay. Standards matter, obviously, because the consistency. We want to know that what we're doing is going to create similar, if not same, results across the widest range of differences. Am I glitching? I think I'm glitching. Let me see. I see y'all have some comments. Hey, am I glitching on YouTube? Thank you. Thank you so much. I started my own with small plots and will be 4 years. I'm looking for someone in Arlington, Texas area to help me with a retest my heart. Oh, I'm good. Thank you. Ruffin Mobile Massage of Boston. Yeah, I work out of Boston. So I'm a therapist by day. So I got my therapist costume when I was, this is how I look. When I'm a therapist. This is how I was looking earlier. I had this pulled back. I have some clients that actually have either Microlocs or Sister Locks actually. So that's so funny. Um, Mainly in New Jersey, but I'm like, so this is how I look when I do it that way. So I do remote out of an office in Boston, but I have not been to Boston. Only one time I was in Boston on a panel for hair. 2013. My heyday was right before I got myself knocked up and became a single mom. That's the 2013 was the magic year, the publications, the panels. I did major big like events in Brooklyn on Fulton Street. We did panels of men talking about hair. And so I've done a lot of that. But it kind of relates to what we're talking about when we're talking about the why standards matter and the premise behind what, you know, why I created this. And a little bit about the background of my company. So yeah, consistency. You want to know that someone is following some tried and true. And I mean, if y'all can't see the passion, scroll back to when you see my face a little younger and skinnier. Someone was like, I followed you for YouTube. You were young. I was like, I know. I was in my, we're talking about, oh my gosh, we're talking about, well, I have my locks in for 18 years. I'm talking about going over decades. And so I have consistently said the same things. There's not and to get the same results, the results that I've used, the results that I use on my clients, the results that I've taught our first class. I didn't put that picture in here, but I want y'all to I have some free stuff for y'all at the end. If you stay for a few minutes, I'm gonna share some links. We got a couple of free things live as well coming up. If you want more information, but I think if you are serious about really doing this, um, if y'all know I don't stop. I won't. It's not. I can't. It's like a supernatural force in me that wants me to do these Microloc things. So we are constantly pushing, expanding, making sure that people have an opportunity to get this information. I did not mean to put this graphic with the price on it because I'm not trying to sell you the book. I was just trying to tell you. Well, I mean, you can buy the book, but I wanted to let you know what was in it so that you can also know about some of the other things that we have that will talk about these standards, like the free webinar coming up, like the boot camp coming up. Um, another reason why standards matter is better outcomes, right? And then stronger professional confidence. Because if I know that I'm interested in a topic that I might not be in, I actually am interested in a few things, not hair related. They may be like massage, hypnotherapy. I'm a therapist. I'm hypnotherapy. And as soon as I said that, I saw all these hypnosis certifications. Now it's a little bit different with Microlocs because I have a founder or pioneering story with Microlocs. So I do have a little bit more of a connection to it. I think that there will be differences in what people are offering, but I think when you get the fundamentals that have been proven and tested over decades, from the source of putting it out there as a formalized standard, you will find and experience, you will have more confidence in what you see, more confidence to educate people on the why this is done this way, why we don't recommend doing that way. But people have liberty to do as they choose, but you know more of the why. um, and your results will then speak, because also the troubleshooting, um, when you have a good foundational knowledge, you'll know, in order for me to address this particular issue or to prevent this particular issue, I could do X, Y, and Z across multiple hair textures. I will get the same outcome across multiple sizes, tools. So, and I discuss and I have a concept around tool types that I developed way back when it was Sister Lock tool, and then the tool that I use and was promoting. Um, I'm going to do some more lot, and not to put people's business, but there is some. I think there's industry information people need to know, and why there's battles that people have already fought and won, and court cases, things like that people don't need to repeat as far as like just certain things. So there's a particular concept around tools and how they help lock the hair that can have can vary, right? Have a little bit of a difference, and why those other options came. And so we discussed that, and we discussed it in the book, but we go a little bit more in the boot camp. Hey, Michelle. um, okay, and then another reason why, um, yeah, we kind of talked about it a little bit, is that you know there's a lot of confusion, especially when if someone is in a position, it may be seen as an expert, but they're given information that might not produce the best results. That can cause confusion because if someone doesn't know and they're new to an industry, that um, I think when people have sound knowledge, like when they have knowledge and fundamental knowledge, you go out there with that knowledge and you help people make decisions who are really, really trying to make the best decision and put their money and their investment and their time behind a decision. It's great to have people doing top quality work and not kind of having a whole bunch of people trying to guess. But there's a lot of confusion because the advice is conflicting. And I started hearing people, and I came out of my when I came back out of my, I call it, and I talk about being depressed with the motherhood and single mother. I came back out and I was like, there was so much, there's 5 ways and all these different ways to start Microlocs. And I said, well, that's interesting because has anyone ever done research on the origin of it and like why we don't use those methods? And I said, I don't think there's enough information out. Let's put it in a book. And I know it may come as a surprise to some people. People may have different experiences. Things may have worked out, but when you know the why certain techniques are done for the size that we have and the needs that come across over the years for strength, for preserving the health. I've been through so many hormonal changes when I had these installed when I was 28, and not 28. I already told you they're 18, so you could do the math. And I'm going into a whole other phase of life, like so. I know that if certain things were not done in a certain way, it may have led to more breakage, or more loss. I also had COVID 2021, and I lost a bunch of locks, like in one section. It was so weird. And and then they say, oh, this COVID hair loss. But when foundations are done well enough, or well, then you can withstand a bit more. You also will know how, if someone's really skilled, they'll know how to go in and address it, um, to prevent any more fallout and loss. Um, oh, you made a comment about hypnotherapy. I mentioned hypnotherapy earlier. It's wonderful for healing. It dives into neuroplasticity, yes, to create change within a short amount of time. I love it. Well, we got chat. I like you. Yeah, I talk about neuroplasticity in the therapy sessions. You know, it's funny. There's not a huge gap between therapy and this. Not when we talk about, oh, it's layered, and I have to do separate videos on it. But even on the basic level of just like stress and or taking your time or wanting the outcome that you desire, what do you put in place, to get the outcome? There was also terminology differences, and people were saying, oh man, I see some stuff and I'm thinking like 10 steps ahead. How does that make sense when it comes to like size or Microlocs, but then they are huge, or they're laying a foundation that is going to result in a lock looking more traditional. So then we get into the question of, well, what's considered micro, and that's to me a whole different segment of locks. Within the locking family, we got subcategories, and then they require different things. And so then we have bigger locks. So certain terminology, method versus principle confusion. So I can't help but think when people do have knowledge that perhaps, for instance, if I do this particular method and it is going to be easy to come loose, especially on this size, but it makes a banging like install photo and I want to just take this client's phone and get this money. But I've done this enough to know it keeps coming out. When people continuously do that, that makes me, really question ethics. Like, and like, if you know that's there's another method. What? So sometimes people don't know the stronger method. Sometimes they sacrifice time or money, but it becomes now like down to principles. And like, it's 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 a bigger question. And I was getting mad a few years ago on my YouTube. I did a stop scamming because I felt that some people in my emotions. But I was like, honestly, I advocate for people all the time as a social worker, injustice, wrongdoing, but to see our own people doing it to each other at not like $50, $100, $300. We're talking about thousands of dollars of intentionally putting in foundation and then sometimes doing it again and then saying, oh, I got to charge you again and do the same thing again. It was screaming fraud. So I want to talk, if you have standards, you understand the why, and you invest a bit into really understanding what you're doing and then charging them bid tickets, you have more confidence that it's going to give the result that it's intended to give, more confidence in your clients, and it's just better business. It's just better business for the industry. Um, and, yeah. Aesthetic focus versus long-term outcomes. Not everything. I posted in. I was gonna post about social media. Um, a lot of times things are posted to look good, and I can see right from it. I'm looking. I'm like, it looks amazing, but it can be confusing because it's not long term. And I had to even do a mind overhaul when I got locks. I had never had locks before I had these. I had like temporary styles. And so for me, I was like, even when I had my install, which was never put on social, well, I do have pictures, but it wasn't social media wasn't like it was now. So I wasn't documenting it and posting it. And it would have looked crazy. It would have looked like sprouts and strings with a big chubby face. It just for me, it wasn't what I was focused on. I was looking for the long term. But now it's flipped where it's like we want to do this for the photo. It looks great. But then how does it look 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years? It doesn't make it that long. Let me wrap this up because I feel like I'm gonna make sense. With this cleanse I'm on, y'all. I'm on day 3 of a master cleanse. I needed to do it, so I'm happy for it. It needed to do it. Um, Learning from experience is another reason why. Right, and this we have a lot of professionals now out here, and certified professional people with experience. And so I dedicated this book to. I dedicated this book. This book is dedicated to to my lovely daughter, who has, okay, also to my hair and beauty professional friends who I have derived inspiration and support from. Thank you for your great work. Lastly, this book is dedicated to all of my wonderful clients through the years, as well as all of the Microloc Masters and the Microloc Mastery certified professionals and soon to be, and all you wonderful people watching right now all over the world. That's why I dedicate this book to. So there's a lot of people that have knowledge, right? And like I said, I put that in this book. And so when people get this book, to get in the culmination of now people agreed upon standards that many, multiple hundreds of professionals at this point certified in, agree with, support, align their businesses with. So it's one of the reasons why. This is, hold on, y'all. I'm on page 2. Okay. Yeah, so that's my other point. Lord have mercy. Oh yeah. So like I said, I got my loctician trained me 2009 in our non-public. It was innovative So she, like I said, had her formal training by Joanne Cornwell, wrote that letter. I appreciate this a lot, but I need to sever my relationship so I could be innovative. She did my hair, we joined for us. She was like, yeah, girl, I'll train you. Let's go. We talked, she had a whole reason why she used a different tool, which I distributed for. So we going back how many years now? 18 years. So I had some inside industry information about I was on the phone with the creator of that tool when she was talking about the court process, being sued by Sister Locks, blah, 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 why she made her tool, what outcome she was getting with it that were improved from the other. Then we had talked about the grid design. We talked about the sizing. Why do we size? Why do we use this type of tool? Why do we use this type of product? What's the regimen that's going to support? That's what we were tweaking and creating. And she was like, girl, she retired. She said, I'm handing the baton to you because you're going to take this further than I ever was interested in doing. And I was like, well, it just changed my life so much. I never realized that someone could put so much passion into something, do something so well, and have it as an opportunity for other women, men, women, people, whoever, to learn at the same level, to receive these services and learn at the same level, to also help others. I saw it as like just a really beautiful, beautiful thing. So that's the intention behind what I was creating with Microlocs, and going out in, dropping the Microloc cards when I was shipping for the other tool that had a lawsuit with Sister Locks. And so I was it was going to Spain. I was delivering all over the world, and I was dropping Microlocs, and then I was Microlocs.com website. And I was just really pushing. And so that is why this is one of the one of the things that we have to ensure that people have a reference point. Then I created Microloc Mastery out of the original Microloc trainings with Naturally Beautiful Hair Care in 2009. Created Microloc Mastery like 2019, launched it online, and then it took off in 2020, and it was in Black Enterprise. We were in Black Enterprise. So a couple of other publications for the mompreneur, for the business part of it, and helping women have access to education, standards. What did it say? Ways, hair care, but like structured online hair care education. And so one of the first ways for people to be able to learn Microlocs online was through our program, the certification. So the book is a part of this. It's a part of this. What's the word? Mission. Okay, so I'm gonna let y'all know a couple of things. So that's actually some of the reasons why I created the boot camp. All right, so here's another slide. Come on, slide. You should be. Nope. Lord have mercy. There we go. The boot camp. All right. Well, the reasons why I create the boot camp. Listen, I know everybody's going up in arms about the ChatGPT flyers. I usually make my flyers old school. And it just took an old school flyer I made and just jazzed it up. But I know people are kind of tired. But anyway, Microloc Bootcamp is happening next Monday, June 15th through the 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is one of our top rated. We have some feedback I can share with y'all, some people's results. Let me try to make this a little bigger so y'all could see it. Let me take my face off. Okay. It's you live online, you have replay access. You don't mind if I I'm trying to make it a size where that's better. Okay, it's perfect for future professionals, current Microloc wearers, natural hair specialists, those considering certification. The early bird is ending tomorrow. I just want to let people know it already is at a what people, I think for the quality of information, a really good value at $97, but it's $97, but it's going to be $47 until tomorrow. Yeah, the bootcamp was designed to help people build understanding before making larger decisions about training or certification, but to give you a holistic snapshot of information. It is Actually, I believe it's a crucial part. I think if anybody is even getting certification in our program, if you jump to certification, you get this for free, but you should attend at least one boot camp. You are missing out if you're based, especially given the feedback that people are saying. You definitely want to know foundational knowledge if you're going to take this seriously. You also get a certificate of completion for this boot camp, but when you get an actual certification, you'll get that. You can know how to get that through Microloc Mastery. When you attend this boot camp, um, I've actually given away my book, so you might win the book, a copy of the book. You might win a bunch of stuff, but we try to make this as fun and engaging as possible. We cover 4 days, 4 workbooks, live instruction, live interaction, homework, resources. Everyone does get additional resources and bonuses at the end of this. I have surprise of downloads and things like that as well. So I think for your bang for your buck, because I'm keep being told it's way too much information get for the price, but I'm still doing it because I feel compelled to still do it because I feel like, um, if it's helpful for people, people can appreciate the value. You should join and you should sign up. But if you're interested in signing up and getting more information, so whether you're getting, oh, actually, I have some more resources for you. Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna put the bottom of the screen. Well, microlocbootcamp.com is also at the bottom of this flyer, but I'll go ahead and put it at the bottom of the screen if you like to take advantage of it before. So you have to use a promo code. When you go to microlocbootcamp.com, you're gonna see that promo code right on the page. Put that at your checkout. It'll take your $50 off. Make sure you do that. And then it won't work after tomorrow. It'll go up to 97. Okay, so when you do log in, purchase and log in, you're we are live, so you're not going to see the recordings until after we do the session, and then the recording will be there. So sometimes people are like, where is this? I said, no, it's live, so show up. But before we even do this, I have something that we're going to be doing on Sunday. We are doing a free live pre bootcamp event in our Facebook group, and you can join the Facebook group at the link below. So that'll be this Sunday at 7 p.m. And if you want to get more information about the bootcamp, I will be talking about common mistakes that people make. It will be um, another little mini workshop, and you also can get information about the bootcamp, and it segues right into the bootcamp. So if you've already joined the bootcamp, you got your seats, got your seat held. It'd be good to join the Facebook group. It's not mandatory. You don't have to. And if you join after, you can't attend live. You can always go to the Facebook group and just join the Facebook group and watch it. So that's something that we have coming up as well. So make sure you write down freemicroloctraining.com/join is how you're going to get into the Facebook group. All right. And Lord, everything is all over the place. Child, all the pages are like 3, 2, 7. I'm like, what is going on? Okay, so what we're going to cover inside the Facebook group, the topic, right? We'll continue the conversation, and it will be what most people get wrong before they even start. That's the title of a free webinar. You want to join a free webinar, you say. Okay, let's get the free webinar up. I told you I'm a little from the fast. But so do you have the Facebook group? I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to put the webinar. So all you're doing is at the end, you're taking off join and you're putting a webinar. So you can join, if you join the free webinar prior to the bootcamp, perfect. If you join the webinar anytime, you can join anytime you like. It'll be whatever's convenient for you. But we will go over the Microloc Standards. So we're directly taking information out this book and going over it, going over the main concepts. So we have the top 3 mistakes, we have the standards, we have a 4-step framework, which is not in here, but that'll be in the webinar, and special opportunity. So got a few resources here. I kind of threw a lot at you, but the most important thing is if you want to join the boot camp, join the boot camp. I'll send an email to everyone about the pre boot camp event. Um, if you're in the Facebook group, you'll see it, and you can join there as well. If you are in the webinar, you'll get the emails as well if you sign up for the webinar. All right, and so yeah, so I hope this conversation encourages you to seek understanding, not just information, and really, especially if you're doing this seriously. I would like if I know like anything that I'm doing had source knowledge from either a founder, originator, or whatever source knowledge, I think it would be in due diligence to go find that information and incorporate that into my practice so that I am providing what has been shown and demonstrated to be consistent, high quality results, um, especially if I'm going to charge top dollar, right? or have just lasting success. And it's not always about, let me tell you, the money, when you do what you like and you invest and it aligns with you, the money is going to pour. It's not even going to pour into you. It's not even going to be an issue. It's not going to be something that you have to chase, but you'll get aligned clients. You get, enjoy what you do better if that's a issue. Not to say everything's perfect because it's not always. Um, but I think there's a lot of power in getting information. And so let me show you the thing for the webinar too. Yeah. What in the world? Okay. So this is the Microloc Standards for Success webinar is um, at the bottom, and this is what most people get wrong before they get started, before they even start. You can watch this before the boot camp. Watch it before the boot camp will be great because then you can kind of segue deeper into those concepts. In the boot camp, we're going to go over. We have it split up into 4 days and 5 major areas that we talk about in our framework here. So it'll be a great transition. So do the webinar, do the boot camp, get your full actual certification, and you are going to be a powerhouse. Like other couple other people I'm about to show you, because I had to go through and I was looking at we have our private community as well on social media, and I was looking at some of the things people were sharing, and I was like, wow. So we have Shonda. She she took Microloc Mastery in back I think 2024, and so it boosted her confidence. And we were talking about that confidence boost earlier when we were talking about why having standards was confidence. Then it helps confidence. Shay, she took our boot camp and then she left this comment. If you are someone that does Microloc, she was typing so fast, she forgot the O Microlocs. Or thinking about it, check out Microloc Mastery online training and certification classes and boot camps. You will gain lots of information and knowledge. This, I tell people if you're serious, this is where you need to be. And this is small, but I'll make it bigger. She left. Tanya left a comment. She was in the last boot camp. Such an amazing experience. Again, this boot camp did not disappoint. Or is it Tamara? Her name is 2 names. I appreciate how knowledgeable the instructors are and how they checked in often to make sure we would understand the information that was being presented, needed clarification, and allowed us to ask questions at any time. I'm new to the industry, therefore I had or have a lot of questions in which were all answered. It was an honor to be taught by Jessica, the creator of Microloc Mastery. Shout out to Pearl. That's our student success coach, which was our instructor day 2 and 3. She did amazing. And to the instructors that were present and popped in to say hello and perhaps drop some knowledge, which our certified professionals often do. So you get to be in the room, share, and they share just even more gems. The 4-day boot camp was well put together, and I am open to receive everything they had to share there. there were unexpected, heartfelt moments that was shared, and I appreciate Tamara, pronounced Tamara. I love how real you are and your wittiness. She had more to say, but I just wanted to share that. I came across that today, and I was like, oh, let me post that. I appreciate that feedback. And these are you get a private community also when you join our boot camp. So some of these posts and conversations happen in that community as well. So you can be in our circles off social media, like off the Facebook group. Microloc Mastery Certified, for those who are interested, this is a great place to start to get information. And I wanted to shout out, again, pulled from our private community you have access to when you join the boot camp, was Donna. She had posted her certificate. And she posted, I don't know if she posted it. She just posted the picture on the feed. And congrats to her. And winner was in our boot camp, I think the 2 cycles ago. And well, maybe it was a couple more. She certified really quick. She went through the boot camp. She certified. She said it's officially official. She got the certificate in the mail. This is the certificate she got in the mail. She took like she came in and said, I took another Microloc certification, but I wanted to go get it from the founder, the originator of Microloc trainings. And I was like, she's like, so now I feel fully prepared because there's a lot of, she had a video clip that she, testimony, and she was sharing how the information out there is good to have this information. But here she said she won a partial scholarship, actually. We give away scholarships all the time, but especially during the end of the year. And so she thanked us, our team. And yeah.
My name is Nia.
Oh, so I don't necessarily have to show y'all that there's other testimonies, but I think I'm talking a little bit too long. Do y'all have any questions or comments? If you do, and you're watching this on a replay, put it in replay. And let me see. I did have some more testimonies. Again, I'm gonna put that link up for the boot camp and for the free webinar and for the Facebook group. So the boot camp, microlocbootcamp.com. And for the free Facebook group for our Sunday pre-boot camp event is at the bottom. And then if you're interested in our free workshop, free webinar, I'll go put that link up as well. And that's webinar. So in closing, I hope that whatever path you take, whatever information you seek, that this was helpful. Whether you get it through the book, the community, boot camp certification, on your own continue learning, understanding is what helps create confidence and helps you actually solidify yourself as a professional. So I'm really happy that you joined. Thank y'all so much. And I look forward to seeing some of y'all on Sunday. If you have any questions, you can put it in the comments, or you can contact us in the contact info@microlocmastery.com, or hit us up in the DM. Bye.